Welcome back. I'm Shireen with All Street Designs, and this is my next project. I have been in the middle of a huge 7-piece set refinishing project, and what I'm working on today is back there behind that mirror, but it's this tall dresser. So I have refinished the nightstands. Last week I did the long dresser, and this dresser now is going to be made to coordinate. And the reason I say coordinate is because these are all Drexel. They're all from about the same era, but they are not a set. And it's going to prove to be a little challenging. And this one, you'd think these are all Drexel pieces. They're, from the 50s. They're all going to be kind of the same, but they're not. They're made with different wood. They have different finishes. So I'm going to go ahead and strip the top because that's the style of this entire set. It's going to have a certain theme to it. And I put this stripper on there, and after 10 minutes, what is this? I was shocked when I saw that. Now, there's all kinds of things we run into when we start stripping finishes off, and sometimes when I start getting something that's got this white paint underneath, my mind just goes to MDF. But I'm thinking the era of this is not the MDF era. This is before that. So I am a little baffled by it, but now I'm just trying to remove whatever the rest of that is. It's paint, obviously, that was underneath the stain. So I'm going in with everything. I'm doing the scraper, I did the acetone, I'm doing more scraping. This is now lacquer thinner, and it is getting through it. But wow, this is taking a lot of work. So I get off everything I can, and now you can see that it's poplar with a veneer on top. And this is different than what the other pieces had. The veneer is different on top. The other ones also had the substrate that was poplar, but they have different veneer on top. So it is proving to be a little challenging because through that thick finish that was on there, you can't tell what wood you were working with. And since we're staining this, it's going to be different. So I'm spending some time to get everything sanded. These little contour sanding blocks are great for working with getting in these little pieces because it gives you something to hold on to, but it also gets down into the crevice. So once I get all the sanding down, I'm going to just run over it again one more time with my SurfPrep to get everything done. And now pre-stain conditioner. This goes on so that it helps my stain to go on evenly. You want to make sure you get the right formula. This is oil-based because I'm using oil-based stains. It doesn't take a lot, and you just put it on there and then wait a few minutes, wipe any excess off if you see any. Now you can really see that wood standing out. The poplar is like stripy, and then you've got the wood grain. And this is my stain, Briarsmoke, and it's the color that my client chose. She liked it on a previous project, and it was like perfect for the look that she's trying to get. So we put the Briarsmoke on there, let it sit for a few minutes, and then go ahead and wipe it back. And I'm using a lint-free paper towel as a shop towel. And when I really get to looking at it, I'm like, this is such a different wood than the others. This is with Briarsmoke, and let's look at the other pieces because they're prepped, and look how red they are. I now have all these pieces that are supposed to be matching at this juncture because they've all been stained. Then none of them match. So I've got to go in now with the gel stain. And I chose Hickory because it's got a lot of the tones that I know she's looking for. And I'm in communication with my client, so she knows what's going on here. So I got the gel stain on there, and I think that's what's going to bring it all together. And this little trigger that goes on your spray cans is amazing. You need one if you don't have one. But I'm spraying some shellac. This is the next day. I let it sit overnight, and now the next day I'm sealing everything with shellac. This is not a pretty coat. It's just there as a function of a sealer. I'm sealing everything in. I'm sealing that stain so that I can move on with the next product because I'm switching from the oil-based to the water-based, and I find it best to just go ahead and seal it in. You can just wait the 72 hours and do it, but who's got 3 days to wait? I don't. So I just seal it. I sanded everything, and this is a damp towel, which I could not have done on the oil-based stain. So now I've got it all cleaned up, and time for some top coat. This is my regular water-based top coat. I will let that dry, sand it again, repeat. So it's going to be sand it, top coat, sand, top coat, sand, top coat. I usually do 5 coats on a piece like this. Once everything dries, again, a few hours later, now it's time to start working on the rest of the dresser because it's going to have a stained top and the body's going to be painted. I'm taking off these Frenchy handles, the French provincial handles, or pulls, and we're keeping those. They're not going to get shined up. I know I've had some people ask me about, why did you not go and do hardware soup and make those beautiful brass? Because the client wanted to keep them with the original patina. So those are getting reused as they are, and it was perfect for the look that she was going for. Shiny brass just wasn't going to be it. But look at this. So I showed this briefly in the beginning. I was shocked to see this. It looks like it's candle wax or wax of some kind, but it was so odd that it's down in this spot. It's almost like somebody dropped a candle that had already been lit and was just liquid and then didn't get the wax off of here. But it was just in a weird glob. I don't even know how it got there. But I took some time to get it off, and I had to be sure it was all off. So I sat and picked it all off, and then I'm using the degreaser to help continue to clean it. Because if you want one thing that's really going to keep your paint from having good adhesion, it's wax. And it needs to all be off. So I got it all cleaned up, and then I am even cleaning it with some lacquer thinner just to continue to dissolve it. I just wanted to make sure I got it all off. You can see the lacquer thinner is taking the finish off. So if that isn't clean, I have got nothing else. It's got everything on it, and I just hope I don't have any problems. So I'm going to sand, and whoops, I forgot to put on my mask. Definitely want to wear your respirator. Sometimes I even forget, but as soon as I started sanding, I was like, something's not right. All right, just getting everything scuff sanded here. I don't have to do a full sand on this because, as I said, it is getting painted. But the SurfPrep is so good with French Provincial because there's so many curves and things that it can really get in there and do. And again, I'm just scuff sanding. That's 120 grit just to get everything with a little bit of a roughness to it so that it will help grab onto the primer and paint. I was sanding the tops of the drawers there, and now just getting everything cleaned up. Lots of little grooves and trim pieces on this to clean. All right, I want to protect those dovetails. They are lovely, and I don't want paint on them, so I'm just going to put a little tape on there. And time to protect this top. So it is a curved dresser and a curved top. This took some time to get all that tape on there. And then I just mask everything off into the tent. And the transformation begins. First step, of course, primer. And this, even though I'm going from brown and I'm going to be going all the way to white, these are getting painted white, I'm still using my tinted gray primer. Because going from the brown wood all the way to white, I feel it's kind of a stretch. So I sort of meet it in the middle with a gray tinted primer, and I have that tinted at the paint store. This is a great trick to use on the drawers. Just hold a piece of cardboard or something behind it and spray on it. It works good for these drawers that are thicker. They have a thick front on them. And now here we go. This is a couple of hours. I sanded everything, and now paint. Beautiful Swiss coffee. I'm using Benjamin Moore there. And second coat of paint. This has really good coverage, so it's just a fantastic paint. And now top coat. And I'm having to look from the side. When you do clear top coat on a white finish, it's very hard to see where you're spraying to tell if your layers are even. So I just look from the side, and you get kind of that reflection, and then you can tell. Time to take the tape off, and I didn't get any overspray on anything. Big reveal for the top. Hopefully that is paint free as well. Everything came off fabulous, so I had protected everything well. Time to put on the hardware and see how this patinaed hardware just fits so well. A little top coat for the tops of the drawers. And let's take a quick look back at where we started. Beautiful dresser, just not what the client wanted. And here we are. So she was going for what we call modern farmhouse. A dark, rich top and this beautiful creamy white with that vintage hardware. Just beautiful. Be sure to follow for more to see how the rest of the set all comes together.